guys, it's Annie, aka the Noctrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. And today is the 25th of April 2019, and I'm going to go through my stock breakdown of my watch list of US and UK stocks. Let's get straight into the video. I'm back. You know what I'm going to ask you to do next. Hit that like and subscribe button, and also hit that alert button for alerts on any videos that I make. I've got Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at the Noctrader on all social media platforms, and I've got a mailing list. The link to my mailing list is in the description section of this video. Just click on the link and then fill in your details to join my mailing list. When you join my mailing list, you get priority and free access to my training course that I'm making for beginner traders. You also get email updates on the stocks that I trade, and you also get email updates on any videos that I make, just in case you don't get alerts from YouTube. So let's get straight into the video. I've got 7 stocks today, 4 UK and 3 US. Let's get into the 4 UK first. AAL. This one's more of just a recap on rather than anything, just to see what's happened. AAL. If you follow my some of my previous videos, you'll know that I said short this video. I said short this stock. I was very short on this stock, and this has done exactly what I wanted it to do. I said the best thing to do would take a short position on this and then ride it down to this middle line. So this is what I would have done, and it's hit my exit point. So that would have been a nice little short for about let me see. That would have been a nice little short for. We've got the 4-hour chart for, let's say, about 145 pips in a week, so not too bad. Not too bad, and yeah, I would have taken profit around about the point it's at now. Yeah, just wanted to recap on that. My next one is IAG. IAG, once again, it's kind of done what it's a descending channel pattern. That's hit the middle resistance line and started selling off again. The 180-day simple moving average is curving downwards, which tells me that it's selling off in the long run. The price is going to go down overall unless that moves. On a weekly chart, the 180-day simple moving average is acting as a resistance for price, which tells me that price could go further down, and the MACD and RSI kind of tell me the same thing as well. It looks like price is still going to be falling on the weekly chart. Daily chart, same again. MACD and RSI kind of corroborate my opinion, where MACD is high, but it looks like it's curving downwards, and so is the RSI. I can see this selling off to the support line and then going further down. This is a short for me. As I said, if you would want to short, you'd short wherever the price is at now, and then set your stop loss at like about 5.70, which is £5.70 pence. A new entry is British American Tobacco, controversial one. Yeah, but beautiful pattern as per usual. You know I like my channel patterns. It's a descending channel pattern, which is ebbing and flowing, showing obvious like pattern. It's quite obvious to identify this pattern, and it's at the resistance line right now, I think. And then the 180 simple moving average on the daily chart is basically acting as a resistance, which is just kind of trailing the resistance line. On the 4-hour chart, what I want to see it do before entry would be made is that I'd like to see it, well, it actually has done this already, but I've plotted another line here. You'll see why I'm plotting another line here in a second. I'll make it dotted and I'll make it grey. Okay, so while you see me do this live now, I've plotted this line here. What I've done is that this is kind of like, it's kind of broken out, this line, but if you look at it previously, this line is lingered above this line before it decided to break out to the downside, and here again it kind of lingered between this line and the resistance line, and that's kind of breaking out to the downside. So I'd actually say now would be a good time to take a short position and set your stop loss just about £31.70. So £31.70. Set your stop loss at £31.70. So that's like a 250 pip stop loss, and then you can short it, and sky's the limit really. If you look at the daily, chart, yeah. So if you look at the weekly, if you look at the weekly chart, yeah, the price is below the 180-day simple moving average. Yeah, so I think this would be a nice short. If anything, even if it's just back to their previous low that it's had this year, which is at £22.35. That would be a good place to enter. So to close out your profit. So maybe I'll set a stop there, but it could go lower than this, but I'll just have this here anyway, just as like a preliminary position. So I'd want to short. The only thing is that this stock takes a bit of time to move, but I might actually do some technical, some fundamental analysis on the stock just to see why it's still falling. But for the most part, I think this is a good short as it stands. But some fundamental analysis might be needed if you're going to hold this for up to nearly a month. But that's a good 1,000 pips that you can make, and you're risking about 250, 300 pips. So that's a good risk to reward ratio. You know, you always want a good risk to reward ratio. That's about what's it at? 4-to-1, 3-to-1, something like that, which is pretty good. Another one is Vodafone. Vodafone is a telecoms company, a UK telecoms company. This one's selling off as well. You can see on the weekly chart, price actions been selling off since about 2017. Price has just been falling and falling with Vodafone, so the company's not doing too well. That doesn't really tell me much. That doesn't tell me much either. Okay, anyway, it's been selling off. So on the daily chart, it's been selling off as well. 180-day simple moving average is falling and acting as a resistance. As you can see, here's resistance here, there's resistance here. But that's not important. What I'm looking at is the 4-hour chart. But you need to look at this at a wider context, so that it can tell you, so you can inform yourself as to where it might break out to. So as it stands, I don't really see it breaking out to the upside just because it's been falling for so long. But it's made a little bit of an ascending horizontal channel pattern, and it's at support right now. But it could break out to the downside some more. But as it stands, the stock is really cheap. It's about £1.39. I told you I don't really trade penny stocks, but this is a company that I don't see going bust anytime soon. It's a big telecoms company. It's just really cheap, maybe because they just had really bad. I don't know what's going on. Once again, this probably requires some fundamental analysis as well. But this company, I don't see it going bust anytime soon. So I might break my rule about cheap stocks, even though it's about £1. I think you can't assume that it's found a low point, but there's not much more lower that it can go. And so I think I could comfortably say that you could go long on this just to the resistance line. You can't expect it to break out. There's no reason, there's no sign or reason for it to give us that it might break out. But you could go long. That's about 5 days, 7 pips. 5 days, 7 pips. But as I said, because it's a cheap stock, you can really put a lot of pips on it, and then you can make a decent amount of money in a couple of days. So this might be worth a long position. As well as the fact that the risk to reward, you can risk 2 pips to make 5 pips, which is alright, I guess. It's not the best one. Risk maybe 1.5 pips to make 5 pips. That would be better. So 1.5 pips to make 5 pips. Yeah, that's a decent risk to reward. I could deal with that. And yeah, so those are the UK ones. Now to the US ones. First one I'm gonna go to is AMD. That was the one I had a position in. This is a story of how do I describe it? This is a very sad story. Yesterday I was up £70 and I was happy because I wasn't really sure about AMD going in, but it was looking like it was doing exactly what I wanted it to do. So it broken out of the channel pattern. It broken out of the channel pattern to the upside, consolidated at the top of the channel pattern, and it looked like it was making high highs. I thought it was going to start climbing. I don't know what happened today. Hey, mention in the comments section below if you know any news that happened today that caused AMD to fall so rapidly, because I've been searching around trying to find out what it was. Maybe it was an analyst that gave it a bad rating, or I don't know what it was, but everything was right on the technical aspect. But sometimes that's just the way the game goes. Sometimes it just shot down, and but the good thing is that risk management is the key. I was up £70, and in the blink of an eye, I was down £30, and it stopped me out because that was where my limit was, my stop loss was, because I kept raising my stop loss as prices kept rising. So I lost £30. Not the best situation, but these things happen. But I could have lost more, so I can't really complain. Just one of those things. I don't think I'm going to re-enter it now because I'm kind of upset, and it doesn't look like it's just broken out of the pattern, and now it doesn't. The pattern's not something I can really. It's just something I'm not going to enter in it again anyway. Over to Gush and Drip. Yesterday I was talking about Gush and Drip. I said, oh, these. Let me hit it first before I start talking about it. Let me go to Gush first. What's Gush? So Gush. So what I wanted. Remember yesterday I said it's hit this support line and I want it to climb up before I would enter. But what it did was it climbed on the 1 hour chart. It climbed, but then the 15-day exponential moving average was acting as a resistance, and it fell back down. So don't enter it. It's done it here before and climbed up, but this is guesswork. I don't want to hold ETF overnight because they can just do wild things. Like look here, you don't know if it's going to spike up or spike down. As you can see here, spiked up, but I'm not into guesswork. So it came up, came back down, so just didn't enter it because I can't really predict the pattern right now. For all I know, tomorrow it might sell off some more, or it might just spike up, but I'm not ready to guess what it's going to do, because if it opens the wrong way, then it can spike and make a big loss, and that might even be bigger than the stop loss I've set. So yeah, just have to chalk that one up. Just have to leave that one out. Gush and Drip. And the last one is a new one that, well, it's not a new one, this one's been on my watch list for some time, but I haven't really given it attention because it's been acting a bit crazy, so I just ignored it for a while, which is Roku. As you can see, I've been analysing Roku for quite some time. It was making an ascending wedge way back when in 2018, then it broke out of this and then started falling, and now it found the bottom at $26, and now it's been climbing ever since. Fell back down again, but from this base, from the lowest point in December to the highest point in March, I did a Fibonacci extension because I had a hunch that this new base was going to be an extension level, and I was right. From the base here is at the 61.8 level, so and then prices started rising again. I might do a video on Fibonacci's because it's a very useful tool to use sometimes, and there's this thing called confluence. Is it confluence? Yeah, I think it's the word confluence. Comment in the comment section below if I got the word wrong, but I think it's confluence. Confluence is when you have lots of different indicators and they all kind of telling you the same thing, and that kind of informs your decision and makes you want to make a trade more because all the different things are telling you the same thing. In this case, I feel like I'm in the situation of confluence. So the 180-day simple moving average is below price, and at least it seems to be rising. That means that's a bullish signal. Price has been rising before, retraced back to a specific Fibonacci level, and then started rising. That's a signal of a bullish signal. Price on the daily and the 4-hour chart has broken the 15-day exponential moving average and treated it as a bed. And you can also see this orange line here is a 180-day simple moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is underneath price, and it looks like it's rising as well. Now if you go down to a smaller time frame, all I want to see now is maybe price climb a little bit more, and then I would probably I think it would be a good entry point. I won't even go down to even a smaller time frame. Normally I don't do this. Nah, this doesn't really tell me anything. Alright, cool. So yeah, so Roku. Main thing is that because of the Fibonacci extension is at the 61.8% level and it's climbing, and then 180-day simple moving average has become a support line. So I want to see this climb some more up back to its previous all-time high, and then you can set the stop loss just below the beds there, the support line that it made here. Yeah, so that would be 1,300, and you're risking 500. What's the maths? Can't do this maths in my head. Divided by 5. I don't know. You guys can work it out, but I think it's something like 1 to 2, something like that. Risk to reward. Yeah. Anyway, also guys, oh yeah, comment section below, in the comment section below, and let me know what stocks you think I should be watching, and also let me know if there's any news about AMD that might have caused it to drop. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe I'll probably find out on Twitter or something like that, but it's good to engage with the audience. I want to see some comments in the comment section below. I know I'll get more people watching this video now, but I want to really engage with you guys. I've been talking to guys in on my Instagram DMs and even on Twitter, but it'll be great to engage with you in the comment section below. I always respond to most of the comments. And also check out my other video, my FX video on Forex scammers. I made a video about all the Forex scammers. If you've got Instagram and you talk about trading, believe you me, I'm sure that you've been approached by a Forex scammer that's trying to sell you some sort of scam program. And I break down their business model on my Twitter, and I also break down how they use newspapers, especially in the UK, to try and build up this persona of wealth so that they can scam people out of their money. Check that video. Anyway, Noctrader signing out.